Hi, welcome to Similar But Different, the podcast. Let's do that again. Okay. But I'm getting all the benefits.
Without having to pay.
Right.
Yeah, they screwed me. And then I found a bunch of friends that I was different from. I think I'd like the gram more if I got hit up in my DMs.
Okay, this should probably end. Hey, welcome to Similar But Different. I'm Rachel.
And I'm Jen.
Hey, Jen.
Hey, Rachel.
Whoa, were you trying to switch it up because you call me Rach? I feel it is endearing when you call me Rach. It makes me feel connected to you. Even though I said the bloodline in my life does not call me Rach.
That's why I was like,
but
trying it out.
I think I like it because when people who are not like my family, like when you call me Rach, I'm like, oh, we are close enough that you feel comfortable calling me Rach.
I get that.
You know?
Yeah.
Like it just like feels like you're a little closer. Not that I've been questioning our closeness. I mean, I was in your wedding, but
true. There you go. We haven't had to rank friendship recently, so there's that. I only think of like when I say someone's full name that it's like someone's in trouble. Like if you were to address me as Jennifer, I'd be like, oh shit, what did I do?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess you always call me Rach.
I think I've called you Rachel before though. Maybe it worked.
Probably when
early days
first met. You didn't want to just like jump in with a nickname.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, Rachel.
I don't even think I got to ask you my key question because you startled me, which is, how's it going?
Key question. Always the most important question. It's going. As Rachel already knows, but for those interested, Penny is just a complicated dog.
She's going through it right now.
Yeah, she ran into our cast iron chimenea, chasing after a squirrel. Doing what she loves, though. Yeah. Chasing those squirrels. And completely just luckily didn't break anything, but honestly, maybe we would rather it be broken because, or like have broken like her hip or something or a bone, because instead it's like a spine issue. And there's like potential nerve damage. It's early days, so there's still possibilities that this could get better with the pain meds and the rest that she's on. But
I believe I'm putting that energy out there that, hey, she moved her leg a little bit in a way today that you hadn't seen.
Yes. Yeah, I had not seen her like pick it up on her own.
Yeah, and it's still early days, so that's a good sign.
Yes, you're right. Optimism. It's just insane to me because it's been it's one thing after another with her recently. So that's just, found out that she's allergic to bee stings when she got stung.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, anaphylactic shock. So there's that whole thing that we had to deal with.
I completely forgot about that. And I was like thinking
that was just recently.
Like the big thing, I guess, like last year.
Oh, yeah.
When you found out she had that
Addison's disease.
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah, no, recently within the last like 4 weeks, it's maybe been 5 weeks, 3 of those weekends. And, well, this week was on a Monday, but the past 2 weekends before we left for Paris, ER trip.
At least she was good. Things were stable for her while you were away. That would have been very stressful.
Yeah, we were worried because the week before we left, she was having issues. It was just a UTI. I say that, but like,
which I don't feel like animals should get for some reason. I'm like, that's a human problem.
Yeah, it's nuts. But she has all these weird human problems. Like, although, do we have adrenal glands? I don't know the human body.
Wait, is that in your mouth or in your butt? Or neither?
I don't know if it's neither. There's gland. I don't know.
Because don't with dogs, which, you know what? For the cat people out there, a benefit to having a cat, you don't have to express their anal glands.
Is that what you were thinking?
Yeah. Just because when I hear glands, I think like saliva and then anus. Because I know people who have to do that to their dogs.
I can't. We've occasionally had some issues early on with Penny around that, but we give her these wonderful Glandex treats. She gobbles them up, and she doesn't have any stench coming out of there anymore, that's basically what it is builds up and smells like nasty shit.
Speaking of the anus. I recently learned that, so our cat Ruby, and cats in general, tend to get like really hyper apparently after they have a number 2 in the box.
Oh,
their
didn't
litter
know
box,
that.
and it's because their blood pressure, like, drops a little bit when they poo, and so they're just like, "I'm feeling crazy," and, like, have all this energy and are, like, re-regulating or
Just
whatever, and she
wild.
will sprint out of the box, and I like to assume that she's like, "That wasn't me, I'm a lady,"
I wasn't in there.
as she drops the rankest deuce.
I love that you're like, that's what
Yeah.
you thought initially, right? Not like, "Whoo, got that shit out of me, I'm ready to go."
Right, I'm lighter, I'm all so small that I've lost weight. I'm
Ugh, cat
feeling
shit.
light.
Speaking of
Um,
anuses,
uh,
say anus one more time.
anus.
Boom. There we go. So there's that. I'm over we're past the struggles, but yeah.
Well, a follow up
Uh,
from a previous episode when I asked people to send in, like, what we should call our watchers and listeners,
oh.
and, um one person, Julia, was like, Rachel, once Skylar referred to you all, I guess the first time he was on the podcast, he was like, welcome to SBD Nation. And
Oh,
she was like,
yeah.
honestly, I consider myself a citizen. And
Ooh.
so I kind of like being SBD Nation and referring to our
Citizens.
listeners as citizens.
I personally love that.
Yeah, I think it's fun.
There's
We
some
could get a flag
correlation.
made, and that can be our or, like, to put on, like, a hat.
Yes. I love that. There's so Man City, they're called Citizens,
Oh, nice.
and so there's a little correlation with my favorite team there, so I'm loving this.
She also had a good recommendation of referring to the listeners as jurors,
Jurors.
but I think it's a hard word to say, jurors,
Jurors.
because we, like, get in arguments about little things, and then the audience comes in and, like, weighs in on their opinion of who they agree with,
Yep.
and so I was like, "Oh, that's fun too."
I love how Rachel's being, like, nice about it. The audience comes in and weighs in on how your opinions are ridiculous and Rachel's right. I feel like that's what all of our friends are like. They'll say, "Rachel, why do you just have to constantly provide Jen with reason and logic?" And it's like,
Well,
"Because there
that's
is no
what
reason or logic as to why chocolate and mint don't go together."
they do, though.
Mm,
But that I understand, like, people just have different taste buds.
yeah,
Um,
which is the same as different opinions.
yeah, sure. Human rights, chocolate, where it's all just
It's all in there, right? Exciting.
okay, so last week, I think you mentioned this on a recent episode, but we didn't record because you had a, like, week-long work event,
Yes.
and you
Yeah.
normally work from home, but everyone was in office.
It yes, and I was kind of, like, only looking forward to seeing a few people, which is rare. So, like
Wait, rare that you were looking forward to see anyone at all?
yeah,
Okay.
like, since our compare days. So,
Yeah.
since we worked since I guess I could say since going fully remote, but also no, since compare days. We were in our 20s, and it was like, I loved going into work with people that I loved working with, and I felt we built all these relationships. That's why Rachel and I are friends. It's like, this is and I was in my 20s, I was like, this is perfect. And
Yeah.
then, like, COVID happened, I go fully remote, I got a new job because they fired me. Um, and it was one of those things where I started that job very much like, I'm not here for new friends. I have my friend group now.
Yeah.
Like, these are the friends that I have. I've got a bunch of different ones. This is good. I don't need any more. I'm here to work. And that was, like, very much how I was at that last job. And I felt the same way transitioning into this
Did
new
you
job.
have people at the old job that you felt that you could get close to?
I mean,
Because that also has an impact.
as in, like, I enjoyed working with them, but they were not people that I was like, "Ooh, I feel like I wanna, like, ask them about their personal lives,
Sure.
and
Okay.
I wanna see how they're doing some days outside of work."
Yeah.
It's a very separate thing. Yeah,
Okay. Yep.
and I've had very strong opinions on this in the past, where it's like, there is a difference between a coworker, an associate, and a friend. Like, they're all different categories.
Oh, coworker and associate.
Yeah, so, like, an associate's someone who is similar to a coworker, but you don't work with them. But they're not necessarily someone you would call a friend. It's like, I know you through this person. We don't hang out outside of this person, and maybe we're friendly.
Wait, but they work at your company.
No, it's like the
I
associate is like
understand. I was
the
like, they're still your coworker.
no coworker, and
Okay.
then if they're like kind of
Yeah.
the similar.
Associate, that's a good word. But associate makes it sound like this is my business associate.
Yeah, it's
Because
weird.
I'm more so I'm like, this is a person I know, which is also not a good descriptor and is clunky.
Yeah, I wind up saying like my friend's friend, or
Wait. So you would refer to a friend of mine
that
as
I've met
an associate,
if I've met them, and
but you haven't met them in a business setting. You
yeah,
would
isn't that
call
weird?
them an associate?
Like someone I've met before.
Wait, and you think this is weird or you don't
We have
think it's weird?
associated with each other, but that is it. That's how I am interpreting associate.
Okay. Logically, with like in the English language, when you said it like that,
Yeah.
because you have associated before,
Yeah.
I can see how it makes sense.
In my brain.
But can you imagine if like before I became like friends with Lindsay and I
Yeah.
referred to her as an associate?
Yeah, well, I mean, that would be weird. That's why I said in those scenarios, I don't say like, hey, I have an associate named so and so. I would say Rachel's friend, or Lindsay's friend. Like that would always say like it's their
But what if
friend.
they didn't know me?
Then how would I meet them? And in that case, they're not
No,
friends.
but what if you're talking to a friend of yours
Mm-hmm.
who doesn't know me?
Oh, then I would say it's my friend's friend.
So when are you an associate?
It's someone you're associated with, but you don't have like necessarily a direct relationship with to be considered a friend or.
But
a coworker.
okay. I'm wondering. Really
It's fascinating. Rachel's like, I don't get
I
it.
can understand associate as like, oh, maybe that's someone I worked with in the past that it's not my current coworker, like, oh, an old associate of mine. I still would never say that because I'm not like a lawyer. I don't know. It sounds so bizarre. But you're saying that you also use it in like personal relationship speak. And so I need to know, I need an example of when it's not work related that you would refer to someone as an associate.
I mean, I don't know if I would, other than classifying people into buckets, which is what I love to do. I don't think I would say an associate of mine in a setting of like
that makes it sound like, yeah, you're in consulting.
Yeah, it does sound weird saying it like that, but it's more of like a categorization for me. Like, oh, these are my coworkers, these are my college friends, these are my
associates.
these are some associates of mine that I've had in the that's it. They're just associates. They don't bucket into a friend group. They don't bucket into a cleaner category. It's really weird, I know. This is
okay, but that's just like in your mind. You wouldn't, be like,
I'd be like, they're associates. They're not friends.
Dawn is an old associate.
Oh yeah,
that
great
would
example.
Work.
Great example. Yep.
I think I would just say, oh, this is Dawn. We used to work together.
Yeah, that actually makes more sense. I don't know. I actually don't know if I've ever used it to describe someone before.
I more so put people in tiers.
Tiers, love a tier.
But now I would never be like, oh, meet my tier 2 friend Jen. You see what I did? I didn't think you noticed, but I was trying to mess with your psyche a little bit.
I know that it's not true, so it's fine.
I don't know if we've shared this on the podcast, but when Jen and I hung out for when we had our first solo date,
yeah. We knew we
got
were
sushi.
lamenting the friendship. It was like real life. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We went out to dinner, we got sushi, and she said to me, rank me in your friends.
That's a reasonable ask, right?
Yeah. And I appreciate, like, in the dating world, we're of an age where you just want to get to the point, even though I don't even know if we were 30 yet at that point, or maybe had just turned 30, that kind of age.
Nah, I mean, but that's the MySpace in me of like ranking your friends.
I know, which is weird because you're so like not
social
media person. And then we had to like go through this list. I was thinking of like who was in my bridal party, and like she's like,
I was like, would I
be in it today? And I was like, this is our first date. I don't know with this level of commitment that you're pushing on me that if I would have continued.
Which is a reasonable answer.
Yeah.
She could have said, I don't know yet. You're not necessarily today within my bridal party top 5.
Maybe I did say that. And I was like, and
I was like, there's room for me to grow. There's room for improvement.
Yeah, you weren't upset.
I wasn't.
You took it as opportunity.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's why I also don't like calling like random people friends, because in my mind I hold friends so high, and they're people that I like literally would do anything for. So they're like, that's like friends. Those are my
Oh, no,
friends.
those are my best friends.
Yeah, but I don't have a
And then I
category of
have
just friends. That category is associates.
so weird. I definitely have a category of friends.
just friends.
I would say like, oh, I have my best friends, my close friends, and my friends, which is people that I'm friendly with.
Yeah, maybe, I mean, maybe I do it, but I feel like I do
Associates is
like
so cold.
family, and family isn't just blood for me. And then there's like my friends, like those are, I would say those are like my,
Gosh,
I'd
I
break
can't
them up.
believe you
Best
have
friends, maybe
family,
family,
friends, and then it's just like the neighbor
associates.
you don't talk to. Like
Yeah,
you're wow,
brutal.
but your friend bucket is large
It's
then.
small. It's small bucket of friends. I would say no more than,
Oh wait, okay, no, then I would say it is incredibly hard to make it into your friend bucket.
yeah, especially at this age, which is why I'm surprised that I feel like I would count 3 of my new coworkers in that bucket.
I'm imagining, and we'll get back to the topic at hand. I'm imagining you with one of those like big poster boards that you see in like for weddings when people are doing seating charts with the little pins and
Yep.
flags. And it's you like reevaluating, okay, December 31, 2024. Let's see if anyone's going to move into the friend bucket or move into the
Oh, that's too
associate
funny.
bucket.
Oh, man, I don't know. I don't think if you're in the friend bucket, typically you wouldn't move out of the bucket.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
In my mind, or with where I am today and how old I am and who I consider like friends, family, and stuff like that. Well, obviously, family would never come out, but like in my friend bucket, we could not talk for a year, but
Yeah.
you're
Well,
still
see,
there.
I guess, yeah. So then you do, I feel like, have a lot of friends. Like, I think of coworkers
Mm-hmm.
that I have been really close with at previous jobs, like, hung out on the weekends together, like, really close. And
Mm-hmm.
we just don't see each other or talk as often anymore, but I
Yep.
still consider them a friend. They haven't
Yeah, I do too.
become an associate, but those people add up. And so that's why I actually think your friend bucket would then be quite large
Maybe it is larger
because
than I
it's like
think.
every friend that I had in college is still a
Oh,
friend. They're now associates.
that's a good point. So, that's difficult to say because I feel like I didn't have a ton of friends in college, but then I was also in a sorority. But then like there's like the close ones that I'm like,
You didn't have a ton of friends, but you were in a sorority
I guess I played basketball.
and you played basketball. So that,
Yeah,
if
but
that is your stance, then I think you are a loser. Because
that's
to be
hilarious.
on a sports team
You
and
might have been a loser.
been in a sorority and
Was
you were
just
a business major, which is usually one of the larger
Oh, is it? Maybe.
cohorts of just because it's more like general,
Yeah,
you know?
generic. I it's there's like I have the group of sorority sisters. Love them all. But in that group of sorority sisters, there's girls that I feel like I'm closer with that I would consider more I'm friends with them.
Yeah. And that makes sense. But now the ones that you weren't as close with, are they associates and not friends?
They're my sorority sisters.
Technicality.
Buckets. There's a bucket for everything, I
No,
feel
you
like.
said you have 3 buckets.
No, did I?
You have
I didn't limit
family,
it.
friends, associates, and maybe enemies. We haven't talked
Shoot, you're
about that.
forgetting coworkers? Enemies. I don't have enemies.
Okay.
I don't have time for
Yeah, I don't have enemies either.
negativity to care about what you
I
do.
have people that I don't care to be my associate,
Yeah.
but
I I don't have energy for that. You can hate me. That doesn't mean I hate you. Just don't care.
yeah, that's
I'm
beautiful.
indifferent.
It's like
It
the
is.
Taylor Swift song.
Oh, which
I
one?
forgot that you existed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. Because I forget.
Yeah, I like putting hate out into the world.
Yeah. I also just don't have time. Just don't have time to be bothered by that.
Yeah.
but
Okay, so your work friends.
work friends. Man, that is. I'm curious if other people. No, no one else thinks like this psychotic
I
brain
mean,
of
no, I
mine.
do have,
But yeah,
like, it's because I feel like it's very common to be like, "Oh, I had a work friend who transitioned into a friend."
friend, and that is so crazy to me that I never thought that would happen. I mean, I'm fucking 35. I'm like, I don't need more friends. So I was like, this
You
is
don't
rare.
like doing
I
things.
don't like doing things. I don't like leaving the house. Um, I, like I hated traveling for work when I was working at my previous job, and now I'm local, so I don't have to travel. But other people are traveling in, and I like love when we do these on sites.
Yeah.
It's just enough. And this one was like super special because I feel like it just we've been bonding over the years at
Mhm.
more gatherings, and this time I invited people over.
Yeah, that's so exciting. It's a big deal.
It was really great.
Did you have
Um
a moment where you questioned if they were gonna say no and you're like, "Oh, I guess
oh
we're not
yeah,
as close as we thought."
I had a moment where I was just like, no one wants to come over. I've made myself vulnerable.
Right.
I've invited them over, and they're gonna be like, nah. And it's totally fine if they would have said no, and they were just exhausted. It was a long week, and if they want to just go back to the hotel or whatever it
Like, I'm
was,
surprised you did that after such a long week.
because
20-year-old Jen.
you know how this is for me though. I don't get exhausted or drained like the introvert in me that is drained by social interactions. I don't get drained by interactions with people that I like am very close with.
Mhm.
It's not a draining scenario for me to do this podcast. It's not a draining situation when I go out and have like sushi or something with like you,
Yeah.
Lindsay, someone like that. Like those things are not draining for me. And so I felt like that could be the case, and it was. At
Yeah,
the end
they
of the
were
evening,
filling your bucket.
they were. They were. It was like I just love it. It makes me feel so well, one, I feel so happy, but I also feel so sad for people that have never worked in a environment that's not fully remote. So they've only ever worked in a remote environment.
Oh,
You
okay, I
graduate
understand.
into
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
post-COVID scenarios, and maybe you've worked only remote, because I feel like there's something that's missing there. And if we didn't do the gatherings, I wouldn't have it. And I'd be fine with that
Yeah.
because I'm not looking for that. But I
Right.
can only like it would make me feel so sad for people that don't have that experience to meet people like you that I have in my life, and like some of my other friends that I've met through working
Yeah.
in person, but then also now remote slash the gatherings, I think
So are
kind of.
any of these people local?
One of them is.
Okay.
One of them is local, and God, I love him. He's the most amazing. Um, I told you about this one evening, so I thought I blew my chance at being actual friends, not just coworkers,
Right.
with this person when they invited me out and we were podcasting.
Yeah.
And I
And
was
that
like,
first invite is
it's
crucial.
huge. If you fuck it up, then it's like,
It's really
it's could
yeah.
be over.
Yeah.
And I was like panicked because I was just not in the mood after podcasting to
Yeah.
go out and then meet them when they'd already been there for 2 hours or however long it'd been. And I remember saying to him the next day at work with one of the other people, we like kind of have a little group chat on Slack. So much fun. But they live on the West Coast. And I said something like, I may have blown it. He's never going to talk to me again. And I didn't.
Yeah, that's so exciting.
Yeah.
Jealous isn't the right word because I'm not
Mm.
jealous of you,
Mm-hmm.
but like I have always had that at every job I've had,
Yeah.
and I don't have it at my current one. And I am definitely like friendly with folks
Mm-hmm.
and like joke around and stuff. Um and like just being remote, it's hard. And there is like this is the first job I've been at where like I'm not part of like the youngest group
Mm-hmm.
of people. And there's a clear like, ooh, lots of young people, a handful of people in like our age range of experience in
Mm-hmm.
life, I'll say.
Yeah.
And then like managers and executives and
Yes.
stuff. So even if some of the managers are maybe like not even that older than me, you still need people like within your same like work tier.
Ooh, yeah.
It's also helpful if they're close in the life tier. And that's not to say, like, the last time I traveled for work, there's a group of girls, and honestly, they could have all been in their like early 20s. And I was like, yeah, we're having lunch together. I'm not sitting alone.
Nice.
And we just chatted and stuff, and it was
Yeah.
fine. But I did have a little bit of a moment of they're like, who's the elder sitting with us?
I 100% know how you feel, because that's how I felt with the two that I first started getting closer with. I was like, they're so much younger than me. They're like, I don't know if this is gonna work.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, why is this?
Like, I'm looking to have kids. You're just you're just out on the scene.
Exactly.
I'm looking to settle down.
Seriously though, I was like, I didn't know,
Yeah.
you know, I think that's in my head.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they've thought twice about that.
Yeah. I think
Which
it's
I'm sure the girls
so
are like that.
yeah. So like the first time I went to visit, it was nice because we had like the team that I'm on, we all like went out to a bar trivia night, and that was fun. And like as soon as they had like me alone, that sounds like something bad is about to happen.
Dun dun dun.
But since I was new on the team, they were like, give us the tea. And so I was like, ooh, I love that. But I don't have that type of person virtually.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you don't know if you can have that relationship virtually until you meet them personally, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I'm
I
not going to
also
spill tea unless I feel like I can trust you with that
Right.
tea.
It's nice to be able to have someone that you can have eye roll moments with. And I don't feel like I'm that level of close with people on my team.
Mm-hmm.
I have I can do that with my manager, honestly, at some things,
Ooh.
but like with certain things, of course, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah. That's a no-no.
So yeah,
I
and it just
totally
like
love
makes me
that.
sad because like I guess it makes me sad. Like I do feel like my life is full enough that I don't feel like I'm missing out on something. Like I have friends and things like
Yeah.
that. Now it would be sad if I worked in office and felt this way.
Yeah.
But because I'm virtual,
It makes a
it's not as
difference
bad.
though. Like, it has an impact. You enjoy what you're doing when you enjoy the people you're working with.
Yeah.
And that's something that I undervalued, I think. Well, post compare, I was like, I'm never gonna find a group of people that I loved working with so much.
Yeah.
I was like, it's just
Well,
not gonna
I
happen.
set a pretty high standard.
True.
Mhm.
Yeah. But like that is kind of it is super valuable. Like, I know Nathan's been at his company for 15 years or something like that, and he doesn't care to leave because he likes the people he works with.
Yeah.
And it's like that can have a huge impact. And how do you build those relationships if you're fully remote?
Yeah.
It seems
It's
really
hard.
Which then, like, being able to just vent to people. It's like, I don't hate this job, but sometimes I want to complain about something.
Yeah.
And I want to just complain about it and it mean nothing and it not impact anything.
Right. And sometimes you're like, it's hard to read the virtual room.
Yeah. You don't know if you can.
Yeah.
And I don't want to, it's not like I'm talking shit. It's just, I just need to vent. I need to get this off my chest. And I need someone that I can do that with that will understand. Because you can't talk
but
about
that's also, I mean, yeah, just to be like, hey, I'm frustrated by this.
Yeah.
Is it frustrating to you? Yes. Okay. I don't feel alone in the frustration. And
Yes.
I don't even feel like that's just being negative. Like times things aren't working.
Yeah.
And you don't know until enough people are like, yeah, it's not working for me either.
Yep. And my perspective on things is like, it could be very different than what someone else comes in and like, oftentimes I'll say something and I'm venting to my two work besties and they'll be like, ooh, okay, totally understand that, but have you thought about this? Or like, maybe this is what they're thinking. Or have you looked at, and like, they help me with thinking about it in a different way or approaching it and handling it sometimes. And it's like, you don't get that. And you can't explain all of this to someone who doesn't work with you. It's like, I don't know if you feel the same way about like, I just don't think I can talk to Nathan about some of the stuff. So I'm like,
no, I feel that same way with Skylar. Like I can complain to him about something and he can be like, oh, that sounds annoying.
Sucks.
Yeah. I will say, so I am so appreciative of this one coworker. The first time I traveled to my company for work and we happened just to be like sitting near each other and she was like, do you have plans tonight? Me and some of these guys are gonna go out to dinner. And I was like, I do not. And she was like,
love
great,
that.
get in my car. Like, I'll take you back to your hotel, then we can freshen up and I'll go. And like, what a queen.
Yeah. I love
Because
that.
I hit it off with her so well. Like, we do get along really well. And like the team that she's on, like those guys are fun to hang out with. And so now it's just, oh, if I'm coming into town, I
You
know
have
that I hang out with them.
Oh,
If
I
it's a
love
night where we're
that.
not doing like a team thing or something, or if
Yeah.
it's some like big group company event, it's nice to have a little group where I can be like, oh, I'm going to go talk to those people.
Yep.
And so that is
It's
nice.
huge.
And
You
I
need
really
someone.
appreciate her doing that.
Yeah. People like that need to be the ones to like reach out.
Yeah.
I think I did that with you. I know I did that with Kai.
You did not do that with me.
No, so it was
I
with Kai.
remember.
So like Kai joined our company and there was like a lot of drama because like apparently her position people were pissed. And I was like, she seems really nice. Like,
Yeah.
who is this girl? And so I took the opportunity, Chick-fil-A Cow Day, when you dress like a cow and you can get a free chicken sandwich.
Excellent.
Big, I was big into free shit when I was younger and cheap. I'm just older and cheap.
Yeah, I was like, I still will do a
Yeah.
lot for a free sandwich.
But I remember like saying, hey, what are you doing for lunch? If you dress like a cow, you get a free chicken sandwich. We're going. You want to go? Come on, hop in. Let's go.
That's
Let's
excellent.
do it. I was like, you have a black and white striped shirt. Boom. Here's some udders.
You know, that I just keep on me in case it's Chick-fil-A day.
Literally. That's what I have them for. And yeah, and from then it's like we finally got to like kind of have a conversation. She
Yeah.
wasn't just this mythical like someone who was hired into a secret position. And so it was really nice, I think. But that's important. I did not do that consciously thinking that was the case. It was more of just like people love free food. Hop
Yeah.
in. But we need more people like that.
My memory of us becoming friends was, I think I remember starting and just being like, WTF is my job? What am I doing? And I was like, my radar was on for like people that I could be friends with. And I saw you and Katie, and I think I was, or like a bunch of people were sitting at like the big lunch table, and I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna sit and kind of, you know, get my personality out there.
Yeah.
And then once near me, you were talking to Katie because you wanted her to do this like beach body workout program with her.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
was like kind of eavesdropping, and I don't think I really knew maybe we had like kind of
Maybe,
had a conversation
yeah.
because that'd be really bold
It's a
of
big,
me.
big jump.
But I was just like, if she won't do it with you, I will.
Boom.
And you were like, okay.
Blossomed into BBGT.
Yeah. BBGT.
Beach body gym time. Man, I gotta go back to those beach body days. I was super fit back then.
Yeah. My pants did fit better. But speaking of, so on our last recording, I talked about, I think, like wanting to be strong and do things. On Monday, I started this like 30-day strength thing for beginners. And I've done it 3 days in a row now, and I am incredibly sore. I just like scared myself by hitting the mic, but am incredibly sore. But I'm very proud of myself for the 3 days that I've done.
That's awesome. Also, why didn't you tell me you were starting that?
You know, I actually thought, I was like, oh, I should tell Jen. She might want to do it too.
I love that.
I can send you the link. I think it's very helpful for me to have like a 30-day something to follow, because it makes me excited to be like, oh, I just did day 2. Oh, I just did day 3, because it makes me feel like I'm working towards completing a specific goal.
Yes.
If it's just like go to the gym and do stuff because it's good for your body, that's hard for me. I need to be like motivated to an end point.
Yeah. I need structure. I need someone to tell me what to do. And
I can't just be like, okay, I guess I'm going to work out every day for the rest of my life.
Yep.
No.
Yeah. We were supposed to start our new like workout eating better on Monday.
Then Penny.
But yeah, then Penny happened. But I mean, technically I've been doing a lot of 50-pound deadlifts, so.
Okay. Yeah, Penny.
Penny, she's dead weight. Yeah, I stopped doing that though because I broke my back, so there's that.
Yeah, my knee hurts a little today. Because I'm doing too many squats. I think I like forget in the moment. I'm like, yeah, I can get deep into this squat. And then a few days later, I'm like, remember, you have a knee problem.
So you know what I've learned is, and it's probably, this is really good, you're doing strength training for your quad. So post-surgery quad. I was like, I can't feel it, my quad anymore. Like I'm struggling to feel that my quad's engaging unless like if I hold it for a period of time, I can feel like I,
Yeah.
flex it, whatever. But I'm struggling to feel like it's engaging. And so we ran this test where we put these pads on my quad so that it can tell if it's contracting, like the muscles being used, and had me do these like squats. And it was basically on the way down, my quads engaged, but the second I go to push myself up, my quads not even being like working, which means I'm using all these other supportive muscles and can put more strain on your knee.
Oh, wait, so what do you do?
But, well, you just got to really figure out how to get the quad more engaged. So I guess part of it is what we did was we put a band around the back of my knee that was pulling my knee forward
Yeah.
so that I feel like I'm pushing against the band and like I'm watching on the monitor if my quad's engaging
Yeah.
and I'm
Cool.
just really trying really hard to get it engaged. That's what, or at least that's what we did. And today I'm sore as shit from yesterday, which is great. I wonder if it's like some nerve damage issues too, but like it's so
Gosh, runs in the
weird.
family.
Yeah, not being, no, Penny. It's like, that is crazy that you just said that. That's nuts. Yeah, that's how it feels. But
Yeah.
I also wasn't able to explain that until I thought about the whole nerve thing that happened with Penny on Monday because I had
Mm.
PT yesterday, um, and it was the day after Penny went to the ER, and I was like, oh, I think like I'm losing, like it's the feeling thing I'm struggling with.
Yeah.
So, but all that's to say, it could be some of your knee pain is because you're not utilizing your muscles and it's putting more strain on your knee.
Maybe.
That's
Yeah.
just,
That's why I was like,
Jen's
how do you fix that?
diagnosis.
And then you said something with pulling and watching on the monitor. And I was like, well, that's not happening. My solution is, Rachel, don't go as deep as you are.
Yep, and go slower.
Yeah. Yeah. My problem is that when something is difficult, I want to do it faster because I want to complete it.
Yep.
So much so, I was telling the Skylar this. I will do like we talked how I'll like do like a 15 incline and walk on the
Mm-hmm.
treadmill. And once I'm getting to a place where I'm like, wow, this is getting hard, even though I'm walking for a timed amount, I will walk faster because I want it to be over and I'm trying to finish it. And I'm like,
That's
that doesn't
hilarious, by
make
the way.
sense.
It
But I
doesn't.
was like, I'll do that if I'm on a hike. And I'm just like, I just got to get to the top of this mountain.
Well, that makes sense,
It
though.
does. And maybe it's because I'm at such an incline that I'm like, I just got to get to the top. And I'll look at the timer and be like, Rachel, you're dumb. You're not going to make time go faster.
Come on now.
Yeah. But if anything, I'm like, well, I guess it's encouraging me to go faster.
Yeah,
But
there
then
you go.
sometimes I will then go too fast and then that
You
hurts
wind
my
up
knees.
causing
So,
problems, yeah.
yeah.
Oof. Working out.
Yeah.
I need to we're gonna start. We are eating better.
That's
Just
good.
healthy. I just want to feel healthier.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. I
That's a
get
side
that.
note. Work friends, though. I've got them.
Yeah.
So,
I know. I'm so
I feel
happy for you.
blessed.
And it makes you like your job more.
It does.
Because I actually, when people ask me, like, do you like your job? I'm like, I don't need to be strategizing about email. That doesn't like bring life into my day. I like that my job pays me money to do the things that I am passionate about. And I enjoy the people that I work with.
More money, please.
Yeah. And so I'm like, yeah, if I didn't like my manager or the people that I worked with, I'd probably be like,
I'm out.
peace. Actually, you know what? I say that, but if I feel like I'm good at my job and it's easy and I don't need to like the people that I work with and I feel like I'm getting paid well, then I'm like, I don't care. I'm just in this
Yeah.
for the paycheck. I feel like if it's neutral, it needs to be neutral or positive.
Yes.
If it's negative, no.
I hate a negative environment. I can't.
That sounds so stupid for us to say. People
Yeah.
are like, I thrive in a negative environment.
I
I
don't
want
know
to
if
hate
anybody
my
does.
job and hate the people I work with.
You could, I feel like I'm sure there's studies on this, but like you could literally just take someone who's very happy with everything, and then all you have to do is they value your opinion, and you start inserting in really negative things about like the job or whatever it is that you're doing, and they become miserable.
Yeah.
I know that has to be a fact.
Well, that does make sense. I wish I like had this to pull up so I could cite it correctly, but there's something that's like you are who you spend your most time with, which makes sense. And it's like, think of the 5 or 7 people in your life that you spend the most time with.
Mm-hmm.
And if one of those people, you're like, yeah, they're so negative and blah, blah,
Ooh.
blah, you're like, that's energy that they like put into your life and that you absorb and stuff too.
Yeah. Well, that's a good
So
point. I have really great people in my life.
you
I have
do.
just such a great.
Me, I'm questioning it.
What? Wait, what?
No, I love my
Man.
people.
Yeah, no, man. I've got. I really am blessed with the addition of these new people.
Yeah.
From work. It's just I'm just growing this massive list of friends that I have, and the associates are becoming fewer and fewer.
Yeah. You know what's unfortunate is getting to know people at a new job, and when they're like, "Oh, what are the things that you like to do?" Which I hate that question because I've never felt like more boring or lame than when someone asks me that.
Yeah.
And I could be like, "Oh, I have a podcast. That's interesting." I'm like, not telling my coworkers that.
Yeah.
I
But
talk about anal glands too much.
exactly. That's exactly right. It's like I don't like to tell my coworkers this, but I've told my friends.
That's a big deal.
I
Because I feel like
know.
a few months ago, we had this conversation where you were like, "Yeah, I would never tell my coworkers." Like,
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been like, I'm not gonna like say the name of the place that I
Yeah.
work for.
Should have I?
I don't know, probably not.
Yeah. Well, I don't like. But these people, now that they're in the friend group,
Do you think they're gonna listen?
I've told them. I don't know. I feel like
This would be a good
I
episode for them to
promoted it.
listen to since
That's
you're
when I'll
like
start. Yeah. Well, they don't need their heads any bigger.
really creaming their jeans. Yeah, that's gross. Sorry.
I love that. That's a good one. Um, yeah, I'm gonna have to tell them about this. Yeah, I'll share it because I don't do the social media things.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean,
so
when I share stuff about the pod
I
and
put it
tag
in the
you in
story
it, you
thing.
do that.
I
Yeah.
do. I
I
put
mean,
it on the
that's all I
story.
do.
I don't think people take anything I post seriously though, considering I don't post anything. They're like,
I don't think that's how it works.
oh
I don't think you have to like build posting clout with your friends.
no. They're like, wait, is this gonna be another penny pick?
Which
There's never enough penny
something
picks.
that I would like for us to do is to try to like take advantage of trending things on the internet and like make little videos.
Okay.
But I just
We're not good with the trend.
yeah. More so I'm just like, oh, it takes so much time and then we do this after work and then after we record, I'm tired and
Yeah.
we just need to have a social media day maybe.
We need to do that. Didn't you say you got us like a TikTok?
Oh yeah, I post on that.
Yeah.
That's where we got our haters.
We need to oh man. I don't like a platform with negative people, but also
Well,
don't
only
care.
those 2 people were negative. TikTok is where we've gotten the hate. YouTube is where we've gotten the feet.
Oh, the love.
And then I don't get on Facebook, so.
I don't have
Oh, we
Facebook.
have the Instagram.
The Insta.
Yeah.
We gotta start doing
That's what I feel like and then like our friends or who follow us on Instagram.
Yeah, that makes more sense. But we gotta I always the video things. Now that I follow Alona Mar, who's on Dancing with the Stars right now, which is she's
and
love
okay,
her.
so is Anna Delvey.
Who? The chick in the Netflix series?
Yeah. Who's like the con artist.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I saw a clip
So
of her
wait,
today. First of all, I'm
can
like,
literally con your way to fame.
yeah,
And
like
people
she is
know that
a criminal,
Yeah.
and it's just like when people on
she's a criminal.
like the. Are you questioning if she's a criminal?
No, I forgot.
Oh,
I was like,
okay.
oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. She's a criminal.
It's just like when that like Cash Me Outside girl got.
How about that?
Yeah, they're like, oh, she is a record deal. I'm like, no,
She turned like 18 and got like $1
stupid.
million
Yeah,
on
that's
OnlyFans
stupid.
or something.
But anyways,
Good for
Anna
her.
Delvey, I saw some clip of her of them asking her like, so what do you think you're going to take away from your time on Dancing with the Stars? And she goes, nothing. And her dance partner's like, oh my God. And I'm like,
Wait.
that's Anna Delvey energy.
What? Why would they put her on there? Are they just struggling for people?
I
'Cause
don't
that
know.
makes
I've
me
never
sad.
watched it.
I've never watched it. I only watched the clips that Alona Mar posts.
Yeah, that's the world we live in. Everyone only watches the clips.
Yeah, but I really like her.
Yeah, me too.
She's a great person. She's a good person. And I say that I've never met this person, but I feel like I can just tell. People can tell who's good
Yeah.
people. Like people probably watch this and they're like, Jen's probably not a great person. she's an okay person. Rachel's a good person. Like people just that like I feel like you can get that across even if you don't know them.
I like that. I don't know if you're just like, yes, that's an example, or that's what you're trying to put out there, where you're like, yeah, I'm just an okay person.
Like it was more of an example, but I wouldn't be surprised if people felt that way.
That's so sad.
They don't. It doesn't hurt my feelings.
Speaking of great people, this will be another tangent, and then we can close it up. But okay, so
Great people.
a friend of mine smells bad.
Oh.
And her boyfriend is like so nice that
Wait,
like she
sorry,
just in general she gets
has an
BO
odor.
really easily.
Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Got it.
And her boyfriend, they're like newish to like being a couple.
Okay.
And he doesn't know. And she's very much like, you can always just be like, you smell.
Yeah.
And it's fine. Like
So she's aware.
does
She's
not
not
care.
like blind to it. She's
Yeah,
not nose
exactly.
blind to
She's
her.
like, no, tell me, because she doesn't have a good sense of smell. So she needs people to be like, take care of that. Anyways, he doesn't know how to do that. So he went up to her and was like, you smell good. And she goes, wait, that can't be true. Are you telling me I smell good to tell me I smell bad? And he was like, yeah.
Dude, how do you approach it that? What a weird way to do that.
But then I was telling Skylar this story. And I was like, yeah, that's like someone's being a bitch. And you're like, you're being a real great person right now.
Yeah.
And so now that's what we do to each other. If I am like, whatever, he'd be like, you know, you're being a real great person about this.
You're really understanding.
And it's just really funny that now for us, great person is a synonym for like bitch or asshole.
Shit.
But it kind of like breaks the tension if we're like arguing about something.
Okay.
Just being like, hey,
it's pure sarcasm.
You're being a real great person. Need you to tone it down. Yeah, keep it up. Yeah.
Need you to keep it up.
Or just like, who's being a real great person today? So and so at the grocery mart.
Really, really, I don't know where I was going with that.
Yeah, but
I was there.
I think I threw you off by saying
the
grocery mart.
You saw that I got thrown off. I don't even know if I knew what I got thrown off by. I was like, whatever she just said, I'm not on the same page anymore. I was with you with like the whole sarcastic stuff, and I was like, I'm here for it. Also, it's like I don't hate it. At least he tried.
Yeah.
You smell really good right now.
Yeah, I need to ask her if there was any sort of like sarcasm in his voice.
Had to be, right?
I don't know, because I think she was like, really? Wait a minute.
Hang on,
that can't be true.
Am I still me? Yes. This is fake news. Hang on a minute. That's too funny. Going back to the coworker side of things, one of the people I work with,
really
coworker, no, they said because we did some like fun stuff together at the outing, and we were out, and he's just like, I honestly can't read you because I can't tell if you're being sarcastic all the time or if you're being serious all the time. He's like, and I'm not sure which times you're being sarcastic and which times you're being serious. And I was like, I'm surprised you can't read me because it is 100% of the time that I'm being sarcastic.
Yeah. Maybe I can just read sarcasm well. I don't feel like I've ever questioned that with you. Yeah. I have had people tell me that when they first met me, they thought I was a real great person because I'm very sarcastic.
How do we read that? It's like, are they saying you suck because you're sarcastic?
No, they thought I was mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my
and probably thought that I didn't like them. And I was like, I only use my sarcastic humor on people worthy of my time.
Well, and also, maybe that says more about you if you don't understand sarcasm. If you can't take a joke.
I don't know, because our someone we used to work with could not understand sarcasm at all.
You'll have to tell me after this.
Okay. Head of the company.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
No comment.
Right. Wait, I'm now wondering if we are thinking about the same person because we really like them.
Oh. Yes, you're exactly right. But she's not like, whoops. They aren't like weird about it. Or like they think that you're being mean. They just fully just don't get it. And they're like, wait, are you?
If anything, it makes you feel weird.
Yeah.
Because you're like, wow, you must think I'm really weird if you took what I just said as being
Deadpan.
serious.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh shit. Yeah, you're exactly right. Totally, all the time, always over.
Oh my
But at
gosh.
least she wasn't like, you guys are awful because you're always sarcastic and I don't get it.
Yeah. She would just say,
I don't get
I
it.
get sarcasm, so sorry if that was funny.
Yeah.
She's great.
We love that more than anything. I'm glad you clarified that.
Yeah.
I was completely lost, but then
All
I
right.
remembered.
Well, any final thoughts or should we close it out? Jen has wonderful work friends and we're very happy for her.
That's literally in summation, and I hope everyone finds people like that that they can work with, because it makes everything better.
Yeah.
I have a great person I work with here on this podcast too.
Nice. Yeah, we have an LLC. We are coworkers.
We are technically, but no, family bucket. Sorry. You're not allowed to get out of that one.
Ugh. So now we're one of those like, we're not coworkers, we're family.
No. That's not how I say it.
Yeah.
But now that
But you're
you
like,
said
yeah,
it,
that is it.
that is how it is.
Yeah. Well, don't fire me. All righty. Till next time. Thanks for
Oh,
listening.
thank you all. Thank you all. I'll have to check on Penny.
The Penster.
Yeah.
Think about what I'm having for dinner.
I put a pork butt in the crock pot.
Oh, nice.